Hello, Regents. This is Professor Bapu, your personal guide to Civilization 6. I boil down all the complex intricacies of this massive game down to what you absolutely need to know to win. Today, we're going to be looking at the map size and map type settings when creating your own game. So, if you have any civilization that doesn't have specific naval advantages or advantages on a specific continent, I would recommend the Pangaea map, because naval combat in Civilization 6 a lot of times isn't your best option, and just to make the game more simple, you should limit it to mostly just land combat. It'll make the game just go a lot more smoothly. However, if you do have a civilization with specific advantages towards naval combat, I would recommend the Archipelago map, because this is going to provide a number of continents and a lot of ocean in between, which will allow for you to dominate the seas and have a huge advantage over everyone else. So a civilization that would have almost no advantages on the Pangaea map would be one of the best civilizations in the Archipelago map. The third map type I would suggest would be the continents map, and this is because it just makes it very easy to delineate continents without having to look at the different lenses in the game. For civilizations that have specific advantages towards a specific continent. For example, America gets a combat advantage on its home continent, and England gets combat advantages on any continent other than their home continent. So just having this physical delineation between continents is really helpful, so you don't have to be constantly looking to make sure you're on a different continent. So map size determines how many civilizations are in the game. So a dual map is the smallest size, which only has 2 civilizations, and the huge map is the largest size, which has 12 civilizations. And every size in between just goes up by increments of 2. So a tiny map has 4 civilizations, a small map has 6 civilizations, a standard map has 8 civilizations, and a large map has 10 civilizations. My suggestion would be to play on a tiny map for a domination or religious victory, simply because it makes it easier for you because there are fewer civilizations that you need to conquer through military or by converting them to your religion. I wouldn't recommend a dual map unless you're playing against a human, just because it's not as fun when you take out a lot of the diplomatic aspects of the game that come with having at least 3 civilizations to deal with. And if you're going for any other victory type, I would recommend a small map, so you don't have to worry as much about losing to a religious victory, because there are going to be more religions in the game fighting for dominance. I don't generally like to play on standard, large, or huge, simply because the more civilizations are in the game, the longer each turn takes, and it kind of makes the game drag a bit. However, I do recommend playing on larger maps if you have a civilization that has benefit from having a lot of civilizations in the game, such as India, that gets extra faith per civilization that has a religion that they're not at war with, or Portugal, that gets more advantages to trade routes based on the number of civilizations they have trade routes to. This has been Professor Bapu. I hope this was helpful. If you have any questions or suggestions for future videos, please leave a comment and I'll do my best to get that additional information to you as soon as I can.